universities to teachers' pay. There's politics with William Ruto and the West, and William Ruto and Raila Odinga and the ambassador to Kenya, Megan Whitman, and the bipartisan talks as well. There's a lot to speak about there. And then also other issues which I highlighted here in terms of trade, Kenya and Indonesia, that low-cost cooking oil will also feature in this conversation. Grab yourself a copy and then follow along with us. But first, a story of concern for Deno here. Umeniambia watu tunatafuta pesa Kenya, lakini kuna watu hawaendei pesa.
Yes.
Right.
Good morning, everyone, all the viewers of Kenyatta University Television. I'm always pleasured and humbled to be at Kenyatta University. Keep viewing.
Right.
Yes.
Kaa hapa na sisi.
Yes.
Retirees wanasema nini hapo?
It is too bad to see that people are going for retirement, but they are leaving their monies hanging, being transferred back to the recovery agencies. On page 14, we are seeing that a lot of people, almost 166 million beneficiaries of NSSF, they have not gone for their pension. This is due to...
what's the number?
166 million.
What? Okay. 166 million retirees.
Yes. No, not retirees. Money that
money that's supposed to go to retirees.
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. This is due to, you are seeing people are dying without telling their beneficiaries, we have this asset here, we have that asset here. So this morning we are appealing to parents and the elder people of this nation, please direct your funds to the beneficiaries on time.
Wanaogopa wakikwambia, mzee anaogopa akikwambia kuna asset mahali utaacha kufanya kazi. That's kind of
blessing. It's a blessing.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yes.
So if I have a trust fund out there, mom, please let me know. That's what's happening here. Business Daily, NSSF, an excess of 166 million, which remains unclaimed from these pensioners. Read on page 14 of the Business Daily. That's the story Deno just highlighted for us there. The Business Daily, also at the front there, Deno has us this story on a hustler fund ambayo bado ni default. Yeah? So ile ingine ni default, watu hawajachukua pesa. Lakini hii ni hustler fund default, serikali haijaweza kuchukua pesa, ambayo now hits 3 billion in 9 months, 29% of a 10 billion loan book deemed portfolio at risk. So 29% of that, I think that's where 3 billion comes in. This is portfolio at risk. President William Ruto was kind of excited, actually very excited, on the launch of this hustler fund for the first round and also now the second round. 3 billion. We saw this also happening with Fuliza. Around 22 million Kenyans, or was it, who had accessed Fuliza.
Around there, already they had taken as fast as the 500 shillings.
Right, and there was a defaulting. This offering of loan facilities to as a means of financial empowerment has been a very hot topic, right? Tukianza na mambo ya Tala, digital lending apps, coming to the government itself with all this, and now we have Hustler Fund. Is there going to be a realization of financial empowerment through loan facilities, Deno, ama tuachane tu nazo?
Thank you, Richard, for the question. Hustler Fund came at the right time, but I think it was a good plan, but bad execution, because already we were in Fuliza that is doing more better than the Hustler Fund, because at Fuliza you can pay up 100 shillings and take up the 100 shillings at the same time. So when you compare the two, the competition is not the same, because Hustler you have to repay all your money so that you can reborrow again. But there was a little bit of flexibility with Fuliza, because you can still pay up and get some money that you have paid, so you don't have to pay all of it. Either way, Kenyans, after the election of the President of the Republic of Kenya, they were so happy that the hustler has come. And now there was like a thank you message to every Kenyan. That's why you can see a lot of them have not repaid the loans, or even the... But now you can see after the Chama, the Hustler Fund went into phases. It was there first the personal, then there was the group, and now there is the Chama. We are still seeing people running to this and taking these loans. So what I can say is it is not a bad thing, as you can... Okay. Yes, it's not
necessarily
bad.
Something bad,
yes,
but only that there needs to be a way to make it effective, and probably that kind of evolution does show that there's no debt shaming also with Hustler Fund. Kama ile yenye ulikuwa unasikia anko yako amepigiwa anaambia Deno arudishe do. However, there's that possibility. Implication is that you might be denied access to some state services, yeah? So inaweza fika mahali you want to get a passport, you want to get a national ID, but unaambiwa ile fuliza yako bado. I mean, Hustler Fund, ama it's the government fuliza, but ile Hustler Fund yako bado hujalipa. So that kind of implication is something that you'll take a note of if you're a part of this many people who are here so far reported to have been non-performing. 3 billion Kenyan shillings is the amount of money in 9 months ambayo ni non-performing.
Na ya chama business inasema Business Daily inasema ni chama snap shillings 119 million from Hustler Fund 6 weeks into launch.
Right.
So watu wa chama walichukua 119 million already.
119 million from Hustler Fund.
Yes, for
let's
chamas.
see if what a default or hit a letter economic empowerment. Does this though doesn't this though point out that the president is still on his bottom up approach? Ama bado hapo utakata?
Mimi nilishakubali the bottom up approach is coming through, but what we are fighting are these policies that are not working for Kenyans. One of the policies is the education reforms. You know, for education, that is the key to success. So for Apple education, Apple, there was something Apple like alianguka tuote, because now we are leaving a lot of things for the parents. The education system, a lot ukiangalia this gazette from page almost.
That's the Daily Nation?
Daily Nation.
Right.
From page 1 to page almost 7, it is all about education.
Yeah.
You see, from teachers' taxes, teachers' pay, how to be paid, from KICD, curriculum development. You see, there's a lot of, and I think this is because we cannot throw all the stones to William Ruto, because the previous government came up with the CBC, so it is a transition from.
He was part of the government. Let's not forget.
But
that.
He was sidelined. He was voted on the masses of being sidelined.
Oh well, whatever happened in those boardrooms, who knows? Who knows, right? But yes, as you were saying, we can't throw all the, we can't blame it all on William Ruto. CBC began back then. Now there's a presidential task force to try and see what kind of recommendations can be done. But it's in crisis, and you're saying that. The bottom up should also look at education, not just economy. I
think education is the key, because the only place that you can save you cannot you cannot satisfy my what I want, but my needs can be satisfied by me myself getting a good job. And the only way to get a good job is to go to Kenyatta University, do a good degree, go to the job market and get employed. To ease that way, I think education should be as low as possible.
Right.
Yes.
The greatest equalizer is education, and
that's why we wear a uniform anyway.
Yeah. So that we can all be on the same level. Let's get into education, because you've brought it up. On the Daily Nation there at the front, you will get a story on teachers' pay. There's a storm here as teachers' pay talks begin. Tulianza na NSSF, kuna retirees wamekataa kuchukua pesa. Hapa, teachers have refused the latest pay rise, which was proposed by the SRC. So union leaders who are meeting the Teachers Service Commission officials today will reopen salary increment negotiations that, however, start in acrimony after the representatives of tutors rejected a pay rise proposed by the Salaries and Remunerations Commission, insisting on much higher perks that reflect the rising living cost. So the Secretary General there, you can see him on the front, General Akelo Misori, insists on a 30 to 70% pay rise, and they are rejecting what was initially 7 to 10%. So wanataka 30 to 70%. Implementation of career progression guidelines, enhanced medical benefits, especially on maternity, pension, and the review of stipends for intern teachers. In KUPET. Not on the other side, you can see on the right side there is Secretary General Collins Oyu, who wants the lowest paid teacher to secure the highest percentage pay rise. SRC, however, had proposed a 7 to 10% rise, opposed to the demotion of primary school heads without degrees, as has been proposed by the Presidential Task Force. And we're going to look at also the Presidential Task Force and what it's saying about CBC on the pay rise and also on the demotion of primary school teachers. But taking a look at these demands, Deno, is it so hard to deliver? pay rise,
Since
career guidelines, medical benefits, na pension?
Since I was in high school, when I could understand the remunerations, there was this teacher CBA. The collective bargaining of teachers has always been here and there. No one wants to be willing to help these teachers. I think teachers, because teachers teach doctors, teachers teach engineers. Why are teachers so much unfortunate? Wanna reduce a lot of salary. It takes a teacher almost 20 years to be promoted or even pay rise to go up. But now we, like on these reforms, I'm listening to Sosion, the previous Secretary General to this NAT. He was turning teachers he was turning parents back to the teachers because he's now saying CBC has come, the financial model is here. Now all we got is you as a parent take care of your child. We teach him a quarter, 75% is yours. So I think everything is, teachers are tired. Now they want to, and now there's the technological advancement. It's not about school 100%. Now it's about what you do at home. More of schooling at home. And I think from the finances, from the model, it is surely that parents now are turning to teachers, even with the CBC.
And the teachers are also refusing this 10% increment, rightfully so. If you get to read on page 6 and page 7 of the Daily Nation, if you're watching us right now, here is a statement, and it says that if all these statutory deductions are implemented on a teacher's payslip, which is the recommendation 10%, it doesn't even make sense. It's not even 500 shillings increment.
Imagine.
They also want promotions because many teachers have stagnated, especially diploma teachers who have remained at that level. Even after they get degrees, TSC does not give them an increment. Just the other day, during this weekend, we saw Ezekiel Mashogu over in the areas of Nyanza and Kisii, and there was a very unfortunate incident. It was celebrated on social media, but teachers were rushing to the front. These are graduates, education graduates who are poised to become teachers but haven't secured any jobs. So they went there. Some of them kneeling and
I saw
begging.
That. Someone is kneeling to be promoted or even to be selected in the NAT.
Right. Yeah. That's a kind of unfortunate situation that is there between TSC and the SRC. Given that politicians were getting their own pay rise. President William Ruto refused his, but still was awarded a pay rise by SRC. Kutakuwa na kuelewana hapa between TSC, between NAT, KUPPET na TSC na SRC, ama tunarudi kwa mgomo, yeah? We're getting to September, shule zinafunguliwa.
Yes. But what I can say is that the non-monetary, the retirement benefit for teachers should be higher. Because these teachers take a lot of time. Imagine you're in a classroom of 40, 50 people. Like you come out hadi saa zingine boarding school, there's remedios bado uko duty as in, kama niliona juzi kwa gazeti, they were saying even house helps, siku hizi people want house helps with a degree, but your MCA is a birth certificate tu na iko sawa but house help tunataka degree. What is not going right. You see, kuna mahali tuafinyilia. The political side imejipenda sana. Forget even the people who help the community, hao ndio wanaumia, because teachers are better in shaping the behavior, even the careers of students and youths in the society. What does politician do? Most of the politicians are throwing things that even you don't want to listen to hear from. You don't want your child to hear.
Right. Okay. So that's what is happening there, and the talks we are going to be today. Read more on page 6 and page 7.
Just to finish up on that, page 2 of the Daily Nation. University fund scam. Puzzle of student paying for education loans they never received.
There's another scam?
Yes.
Where is that?
Top in counties.
Right, top in counties here.
Yes.
Taita Taveta, an unknown number of residents of Taita Taveta might have fallen victim to a county education fund scam after reports surfaced of former students being forced to repay loans that were never disbursed to them. That's happening over in Taita Taveta just a week or two after we saw that Finland saga in Uasin Gishu County. And this is all coming from politicians.
Imagine. You know, people thought that Mandago is going to stay in jail forever. No, he has eaten 1 billion, but he will come out with 100,000 bill. And then the case will be heard even for the next 30 years.
Right, mentioning after every single year. So there's another scam there brewing in Taita Taveta County. You can scan it and read it on this county education fund scam reported here. Students are being forced to repay the loan. Same case with those who are in Finland who have been turned back from those schools because they couldn't be able to be effectively in school since the funds had not been disbursed to them. Unfortunate incidents there in education. While we are still in education, watch to give some positivity. There on page 2, Kenyatta University, the grounds upon which we are standing on, wins the highest number of trophies at the music festival. Kenyatta University has the most trophies, and it's carried 20 of them. Yeah.
Wow.
In a 10-day event held at the Dedan Kimathi University of Technology. You can see the benefits of supporting education.
Sure.
And any other activities happening there. So congratulations to all these Kenyatta University music students who've been able to do this. And they've been doing it back to back, by the way.
Yeah, that's a very congratulations to Kenyatta University.
Zilizopendwa categories, they attract most of the funds, and I'm sure Kenyatta University inakuanga very top there when it comes to matters of Zilizopendwa and music. Back to page 1, still there's that review of KICD to scrap 11 subjects from pre-primary to junior secondary school as recommended by the Presidential Task Force. President William Ruto, when he was coming in, aliweka Presidential Task Force ambayo ina review CBC. A couple of issues were found here and there. Teacher preparedness, which is also lacking, and I'm hoping it's going to be a conversation with SRC and TSC there. But I want to scrap some other subjects there, as you can see on page 7.
Yes, the CBC came with a different curriculum because now it is competence. Like we have seen on that page where Kenyatta University are winning awards in music. Now you don't have to be a bookwormer. You can go to class, to class, get your degree, but what can pay you is your music. We have seen a lot of people, Ndovuniku, he's an engineer, but engineering is not paying him. What is paying him is the music. So I think the curriculum, the competence-based curriculum was okay. With me, it's okay because we waste a lot of time on the 844, going to school, doing a subject that you'll never do, and you don't even enjoy. But now at, I think it is junior.
Junior secondary school.
Secondary, you already know what you want to become, and teachers is concentrating on that, or modeling that. Yes, I think the CBC is okay.
All right, it needs constant reviewing, as is happening here. The Presidential Working Party on these education reforms is saying that, currently from learners in grade 7, they are taking 12 core subjects. That's a lot. That's like high school, right? We used to do about 8, and they're recommending that this be actually reduced back to 8 subjects, and they scrap some of these core subjects. About 90% of Kenyans told the task force that CBC should continue, but you can address a few gaps here and there. So maybe for the first time, public participation in a skika hapa.
Yes, at least iko sawa.
They should continue to do that. There's a new funding model, which is affecting universities. TVETs are going to be included. However, a few days to September, university students have not, or students who are supposed to select their places in universities, a majority of them haven't done that. Those under 18 years are not also able to access loans just a few weeks to their first semester. The crisis continues for higher learning in Kenya,
For the last engagement we were here, we were so much pissed off by the model. We went home and tried to refigure it, how it is. But I have sat down and thought and seen that it is no longer about the teacher and the government alone. Even the parent is to take care of their children. Sa hizi kama uko na mtoto ako CBC, come in at night anakuambia nitengeneze this thing, and it is been marked in the morning. So what I can say, the modeling was not bad, but even in the enrollment of university this year, you have seen the enrollment is very low. Why? Because in the previous, we were being enrolled on competition, because the spirit of competition was there. I have to get an A, I have to get an A minus so that I can go do this model. But now it's no longer there. We are competing on being poor. Wewe Richard, wewe hamuna kakitu, mimi niko sawa, at least wewe when you're vulnerable, the government will give you, mimi acha nipatiwe loan. You see, now after you do well in school, you have to be put on another platform. Are you poor? Are you well off? I think that is not the good way to go. Let the spirit of competition continue.
Right, merit-based funding.
Yes.
Okay.
For the best, be sponsored. Because getting an A is not an easy thing. Yeah, actually, come on, the rice, you could have gotten an A, everyone.
Right.
But getting an A is sacrifice. Yes.
Okay, so that is what is happening there as Kenya is continuing. But a positive thing is that there's been new TVETs, which have been 150 new technical colleges, which have been constructed. And this is according to President Ruto. He's saying that for the past 8 years. So maybe how when you select university, they're looking towards joining TVET institutions, which is also a very good offering because of those technical and handy skills that are provided there. And given that the new funding model itapeana TVET, is that a good note?
Yes, a lot of people will go to TVETs because of practicality and competence. You know, now in our job market in Kenya, we don't want the white-collar jobs. People want to go down. But the practical jobs have more money than white-collar jobs. And the TVETs are to promote practicality. So this is a good way. Maybe a lot of people won't go to university, but they will be their own job creators from TVETs.
All right. That's as much on education. Read more on the Daily Nation. The state agency in race against time to abolish CBC subjects, and also the new funding model that you can also read on page 7 involving TVETs, and a talk between union leaders who are meeting the Teacher Service Commission officials today to reopen salary increment negotiations. Kwa tumesahau kidogo kwamba hapa on the standard, university workers are facing job losses. I think we can go to the standard. Jopo ndo tuna go into matters of politics kiasi. Tumalizie hiyo education hapo. Some universities have been hit hard by the declining admissions, which are beginning in September, and will have to review their staffing. And one of the things they need to do is scrap some of those degrees which have not been selected, or those which have been rejected. So the government stops funding for these rejected degrees, which means there are lecturers who are going to
lose jobs,
right? Yeah. Which means we have to reduce the number of other staff who are supporting these lecturers and professors, and eventually it's going to deal a very big blow to institutions' sustainability. They're not raising money, their workers are facing job losses, and still the new funding model is not really favorable to them. So that's what's happening there.
I think if you lose a job in Kenyatta University, please go to the Open University of Kenya. Okay. It has been accredited and chartered. Right. Because I have looked at their logins. They are up, but there are still nothing put there. So if you have lost a job here, please run to Silicon Konza City. Yeah,
tell them more about the Open Learning University, which is the first online-based university in Kenya that was commissioned by the president.
Okay, as far as I know and I have researched, the Open University of Kenya will act like any other university in Kenya, but you'll have the rights to transfer your units from the Open University maybe to Kenyatta University, and then you go maybe for 1 year, finish up and get a degree. It will be easy for those people who could not be able to go to university, like now with the model, the fees are so high. So wengine hawataenda. All those the people are saying that they're going to TVET. Not all of them are going to TVET. Some of them will not even go to school because of funds. But it's good news that the Open University is free. As long as you qualify to come to Kenyatta University, you can go to Open University, and it is self-paced. There's no pace like here you have to do for 4 years. You can do even for 5 years. Yes.
You time your semesters yourself.
Yeah, you time your semesters.
Okay, so these university workers who are going to lose the jobs, they should try and make applications there.
Yes.
And you read more there on the front of the standard. Now that tuko standard, Ruto grows into a darling of the West. Western governments wanapiga tu makofi. Anytime Ruto is speaking, President William Ruto he's becoming a darling of the IMF, the World Bank, the United States, the United Kingdom, and other states which are out here. But recent activities show they are abandoning support for the democratic ideals. And with parliament in the hands of executive, the political space has drastically changed. Deno, just from the top of your head, how would you say the political space has drastically changed with this kind of alignment towards the West by William Ruto?
I think the biggest problem with our government is doublespeak. Because at one event you want the USA and the Germany to get out of Kenya, but when Raila Odinga tells them to go away directly, you are there bashing him. What's wrong with us? Our government and the East African and the African Union, we have been trained so much to be independent, to go away from the dollar, from a lot of dependency to the whites. You see, because now we are seeing that the global north is trying, it's like even for the climate, the global north is benefiting and that us, we are suffering.
Right.
Because they are bringing us their money, their ideologies, but us, we are growing slow. That's what you are seeing in Sri Lanka. Wameambiwa, you come with those companies, make them into Kenya, in Sri Lanka. Don't come and take our minerals, take them to your place. Come open the company here. So I will take this and ask the government, please, doublespeak is not something that is helping us. We all, even you yourself, I know, you don't want Wazungu to be here. Everyone don't want Wazungu to be here. So it was right for Raila Odinga to tell them on their face, we are not your colony.
But the president is saying it will be ungrateful for us to vilify the people who offer us opportunities or who create opportunities for us. He's saying we have huge investments from the US government, Germany and others. Yani, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
No, it is feeding us, but it is like, okay, it's the hand that is feeding us, like it's like a rat. It's like a rat. It feeds you and polices you so that you cannot feel pain. You see? So as long as they help us, they are still affecting us. So it is true. It is true to say the truth.
Yes, that's true. Okay. Yeah. So my question will be, as one hand feeds us, where's the other hand, right? We are not seeing the other hand that we are not biting. President William Ruto's close ties with the West has unsettled the opposition, which now seems to be falling out of favor with the Western countries. During Daniel Moi's during Daniel Arap Moi's time, Mwai Kibaki and Uhuru Kenyatta's regimes, the US and most of European nations have enjoyed a very cordial relationship with the opposition. Yeah. Actually, here they're saying that the former US ambassador to Kenya, Smith Hempston, goes down to history as having enjoyed one of the best relationships with the opposition, to a point where it felt like he is the face of the opposition. There's no need for that kind of cordial and cozy engagement, as opposition Raila Odinga alikuwa tell off the ambassador. You don't think we should be having a very cozy relationship?
No, the relationship must work because we benefit mutually. But Richard, remember there's one day we were talking about our visas and passports. Indonesia were here. They were given free passports into Kenya. Even they have the passport that we call passport on arrival. But you want to go to Indonesia. My friend, you want to go to Indonesia if you don't have the passport or the visa. Why is there?
It's a one-sided.
One-sided, yes. Nyinyi mnaweza kama muarrive and then mpatie visa na passport. Mimi siwezi toka. What is the problem? I think as much as there's that cozy relationship we have to create, let one not be hurt. Okay. No. It is the same with climate change. And next September, we are having the African Climate Summit.
This September.
Yes. You'll see the global north, they're the ones who are benefiting. But the south is the one who is suffering. But they want to changa money for us and bring us money, and then they continue the loss and damage. You see?
Right. We are suffering the effects while they're enjoying the benefits.
Yes. Okay. So, call a spade a spade. If Raila Odinga and William Ruto talk of the same thing and it is aligning, pigia ye makofi and say, at least on this side, you have said the truth. But you could have not said it on the public of the devolution. At least you could have looked for a challenge.
Right.
Because fighting the dollar and telling the woman to shut up is all one and the same thing. Right?
Very intense, very intense, very intense. Let's take a break with a game here. Mambo imechemka hapa kidogo. Very intense discussion we're having here on Ruto's being the darling of the West. Deno, wanasema tuipulizie kidogo venye umesema. Tuipulizie na game.
I hope Leo I'll be the winner.
And then we'll be back to look at the final thing, which is the bipartisan talks.
Yes.
On Friday, the committee, the dialogue committee, the dialogue committee that is going to present its proposal to Ruto and Raila, the National Dialogue Committee, is now putting up their discussion, yeah? So they're framing the issues for the discussion. I will just come back because we don't have time, when we come back from this game, we'll tupatia to just one comment on what you expect after this dialogue. It seems to be going well so far, don't you think?
It's going well.
Right.
But we have to wait for...
Hold on to that, hold on to that. Here is time for us to play a short game. And it's always what we do here as a brain teaser. If you're at home, follow through. You can tell us what your answers are like. But we are competing with Deno. Alafu tuta switch hapa karatasi. Last week nililose by this, sijakwambia.
Nilikuwa online, I was saying.
Nililose na point moja. Wacha tuone kana make comeback. Let's go. My director. And we are having 10 questions, I believe. Beginning with the first one. Which university did the current president of Kenya attend? All right. Which university did the current president of Kenya attend? Question number 2. Which countries do Victoria Falls in? Which countries do Victoria Falls fall in? The countries with Victoria Falls. All right. Follow through if you're at home. Question number 3. What does VPN stand for in full? VPN in full. Okay. Question number 4. What is the source of the River Nile? All right. Question number 5. What is COMESA in full? COMESA. Right. COMESA yo mchezo. What is the best agricultural country? What is the best agricultural county in Kenya? The best county in Kenya in agriculture ni gani? Sio Kisii. Can be Kisii. Question number 7. Which lake in Kenya has hot springs? Hot springs. Question number 8. Who is the richest man in the world? Me? No? Size ama later. Oh, man. Okay. Question number 9. What is the highest grossing movie of all time? The highest grossing movie of all time. The last question. What word is spelled incorrectly in every single dictionary? Okay. I'm wasting your eye. You cannot trick me. Okay. I think that is the highest grossing movie. I will fail on that one. Let it one. Let's mark. Let's go real quick. First question. The President of the Republic, His Excellency, President William Ruto, studied at the University of Nairobi. Am I right? Or am I not right? The University of Nairobi is Dr. William Ruto. Yeah, so question 2. Which countries do Victoria Falls in? Zambia and Zimbabwe. All right. Zambia and Zimbabwe. They know. Niseme ama nisiseme?
Hiyo kitu
umechanganya kidogo. Zambia and Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe. Question number 3. What does VPN stand for? Virtual Private Network. So virtual private network is what VPN stands for. A VPN is what you do to mask your internet protocol, your IP, or your location. Right, number 4, what is the source of the River Nile? Lake Victoria. I said Uganda. I wrote Uganda ginger.
Ginger.
Isn't that correct? Come on. See, it's all right. What is COMESA in full? Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa. Common markets.
You got it.
Yes, and Denis wrote something that I'll keep between us. Question number 6, what is the best agricultural county in Kenya? Nilikuwa niandike Murang'a, by the way. Nikaandika Kisii. But it's Nakuru County. Denis wrote Murang'a. I wrote Kisii, but Nakuru. So it's Nakuru. Question number 4, which lake in Kenya has hot springs? That needs to be Baringo. Bogoria. Baringo siku na hot springs pia.
Na niona mayai.
Sawa, wamekataa.
Niona mayai leo zikichemshwa.
Mayai si uchemshwa huko Baringo. People of Baringo who are watching, Edwin Kibuchum, tuambie what that is like. The richest man in the world, ati Denis. Okay, hajaandika Denis. It is Elon Musk. Ameandika Bill Gates. Bill Gates alishatoka. But Elon Musk has a lot more. Question number 9, what is the highest grossing movie of all time? Apparently it's Avatar, The Way of the Water. Oh man, I wrote Black Panther. But it's all right. It's all good. Question number 10, what is spelled incorrectly in every single dictionary? Incorrectly, right? Oof, I got it. Below average. See me.
Siku ingine nakuja nikiwa nimejipanga.
See me. What did I have there? 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Yeah. And
mine is see me.
Yeah, yours is see me. We're not going to speak much more about it. Thank you for playing that with me. If you're at home here, tuambie umepata nini. We have come to the end of the show here now. I won't be able to get your feedback on bipartisan talks, but umesema we wait and see what happens. So that's that. We're going to have to wait to see what happens on Friday when the National Dialogue Committee involving President Ruto and opposition leader Raila Odinga, they now present their frame of issues which will be discussed on that bipartisan talk. Let's close it up with a quote here at the back of the Business Daily from Denis Kimani.
Can I push something before we finish?
Yes, please do.
Well, on the bipartisan, first thing is to thank Kalonzo Musyoka for coming out of Bomas and leaving Kimani Ichung'wah and Opiyo Wandayi to do the work. The last thing is Mathe Wangara applies for bail amid arrest fears. Mimi sina shida.
May the real Mathe please stand up. Kuna Mathe wawili saizi.
Awelewaki. But my problem sina Mathe. Mathe is a hard-working Kenyan because the ideology that this government rode on is a hustler. When you look at the dictionary, the meaning of the word hustler, it is purely what Mathe Wangara is doing and Mandago, what they are doing. That is hustling.
There's a Mathe Wangara who's submitted in herself, so hopefully she's the one, but we'll get to follow much more on it. Let's hear the quote there and then we close up.
Last word. Whatever you are meant to do, do it now. The conditions are always impossible.
Let's get it again.
Whatever you are meant to do, do it now. The conditions are always impossible.
Thank you very much for tuning in to Biashara Tuesday from the morning till now. My name is Richard OKENYE. Interact with me on all social platforms at Richard_OKENYE. Until next week, same place, same time. If you didn't learn anything today on Biashara Tuesday, you can always put a blame on the economy. I'll see you around.